announcement, as we rightly informed you, that the National Orientation Agency, NOA, is charged with the responsibility of enlightening members of the general public of various government policies and programs, and even issues generally that affects the general public. And tonight we have been joined on platform with the state coordinator, state director of NOAA, Mrs. Theresa Omaga. Ms. Theresa, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Viewers, my name is John Habila Murai for the presentation today. Ma, we want to talk about NOA. And in those days when we were kids, I could remember we used to refer to NOA as NOAA, and its activities were very, very vital to the societal growth and development. The state office of your organization has continued to sensitize citizens on some key government activities. To discuss the issue proper, may we ask you to refresh our mind again. What is the responsibility, or what is the campaigns all about? But tell us about NOA.
Thank you very much. National Orientation Agency is a federal government agency that has the mandate of educating and creating awareness to the general public. Whenever there is any given policy by the government, they use the National Orientation Agency so that we'll pass it across to the general public. And at the same time, we take feedbacks to the federal government, because we have offices all over the local government. 774 local governments, the whole federation. We have NOAA offices there. The people have direct contact. Our officers there have direct contact with the people at the grassroots area. So whenever there is any issue from the public, they use NOAA, they lay down their complaints to the NOAA officers, and we pass it down to the federal government. That is.
Well, you talk about federal government policies. That reminds me of the recent change of the national anthem.
Yes.
And this national anthem, most of the times, in public gathering, discover that people, they prefer playing it. And you will learn if embarked on sensitization regarding the national anthem and national values charter. Mm-hmm. Will you shed more light on these two important programs?
The national anthem is one of the national core values. National anthem, as you have said, it has been changed recently. It is expected of the people to not just sing it as a song, but they should recite it and keep it in their memories so that they will practice it. It's not just an idea of singing it as a song. It's a prayer that when you abide by it, follow what the national anthem is all about, you will see that it has a great impact on the people of Nigeria. It is advised that we should just continually say it or recite it as a prayer for our own dear country, Nigeria, and then things will work out fine for us.
Well, one of the major issues, particularly on this national anthem, was this one you made mention of, the weddings, that encourages national unity, cohesion, and what have you. Have you embarked on any move in Bauchi State to either meet stakeholders regarding it?
Yes, we have visited so many schools, both primary, secondary, and even the tertiary institutions, trying to see that all the students embark on this national anthem. You have mentioned something about national core values. The national core values, they are state promise and then citizens codes. The national core values are what we call 7 for 7. 7 for 7, the first 7 is the state promises. What those in authority needs to do for the country. Then the other 7, that is the citizens code, they are what the citizens are expected to do. It is seen as government are not supposed to do everything for the citizens. The citizens also have their own part to play, their role to play. It's expected that when the government play their own part and the
citizens
citizens
should
also play their own part,
Exactly.
things will work out fine. You cannot change Nigeria without changing Nigerians. It's the slogan we have in National Orientation Agency that you have to change Nigerians before you change Nigeria.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you. You see, there is this issue, Ma, that I want us to talk about, this issue of changing Nigeria's mindsets, attitudinal change, and what have you. And nowadays, it is about get rich quick syndrome. And then the issue of service to humanity, service to the nation, is lacking. What is Norway doing about that?
The idea of get rich quick syndrome is what is causing almost all our problems that we have in this country. People tend to reap where they did not sow, and it cannot work like that. That is the idea that brought about this insurgency, armed robbery, kidnapping, and this Yahoo, especially with our youth nowadays. You see a youth, because somebody has a car, maybe he's from a rich family, he has a car, the other person will say, I must have the same as the other person have, which is not supposed. Your father and his father are not operating under the same frequency. They have different backgrounds. So don't copy what you see other people doing. The government is encouraging the idea of entrepreneurship, whereby people are expected to learn one skill or the other that will help them in future, instead of relying or depending on what they did not sow. That is just.
Okay, now regarding Bauchi State, you were in Soro. Soro is one of the very big market, congested on Saturdays. You know, you went there for a sensitization. What took you there? Particularly the topics you discussed there.
Okay, I was in Soro last week. Why I was there is on the issue of preservation and storage of our crops. You discover that the season we are now, sometimes the farmers sometimes will hold the grains, expecting that when it gets costly,
Yes,
they will bring it out and sell.
But in the storage process,
In the storage process, they use chemicals, especially with beans. They use chemicals. And due to the situation we find ourselves, maybe out of poverty or something of that nature, they will not wait for the expiration date of that chemical. They will take it to the market and sell it out. And people will buy, consume it, and discover that they are passing diarrhea, vomiting, and in most cases, it leads to death.
Yes.
That is the idea of sensitizing people to shun the idea of using chemicals in crops. There are better ways of storing crops, like using airtight containers, jerry cans, or you use polythene bags inside the sack and store your crops. By the time you store them inside polythene bags and inside sacks, and you close the mouth very well, no insect will get access to it. The idea is to shun away the issue of using chemicals for the food we consume. We also talked about the idea of fruits, especially bananas.
To get them ripe quickly.
Yes, before their time.
Yes.
They use carbides. These chemicals are dangerous to health. By the time you discover that the fruits are not ripe, and you brought it down and then use chemicals and people consume, so in some cases it causes cancer and other related diseases. So it's part of our enlightenment, but to those people, the sellers, that they should shun that idea and wait for the fruits to get ripe before they sell to consumers. Yes.
Indeed, it's a big job. But what was the response, particularly from the stakeholders?
Yes, it was a welcome idea, because one of the sellers even admitted that he used to do it that way, and he promised that he will not do it again, that he did not know the danger of it. So that is the essence of this awareness. Some of these people are just doing it. They did not know the bad effect of it. But by the time we go out, trying to sensitize them, they will get to know the danger of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you.
But before we go, what is your message to members of the general public? NOA is there. Other organizations are all there. Enlightenments, campaigns, awareness, and whatever. What is the message to all Nigerians?
The message to all Nigerians is that they should be law-abiding. Whenever there is any given instruction from the government or any given policy from the government, no government will want its citizens to go backwards. So whenever there is a given policy by the government, let people embrace it and then welcome it. Instead of trying to demonstrate and say, we don't want this, we don't want that. We should be people with resilience.
There are channels.
Tolerance, yes, there are channels you can express your grievances. Not until you come out with weapons and start destroying what the government has established for its citizens.
Well, thank you so very much, madam, for coming. We hope next week, next time when you get our invitation, you know the state to come.
Yes.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
Viewers, for the last 15 minutes, we've been with the State Director, National Orientation Agency, Bauchi State, Mrs. Theresa Omaga, who shed more light on various activities of the agency. And this is how much we can take for today. Stay tuned to BATV as the Hausa version of this program will come and other programs lined up for your entertainment and pleasure. Thank you so very much. I remain John Habila Murai, the presenter.